Hello and welcome back to Trad Tuesdays, and this time we've got a beer from Norton Brewery Co. Limited. Now, as in the series at the moment of the Trad Tuesdays, I'm wanting to follow breweries that are independent, family owned or run, or they've got something, still got that core family value running throughout the brewery from when it was first formed. So time to look at Norton. So briefly, Norton was formed in 1849 by John Harris. He bought the farm. It was on the farm as malts. What do we call it? A malting house, a malt. Basically, he was a maltster, and then he was a dealer of hops. And then in 1856, he did his first commercial brew, which was a mild, a triple X mild. 1859, he started to buy pubs. 1880, there was a railway built, so there was a massive upgrade then for them in transporting and exporting their beers throughout the UK, and also for getting sort of the products, the ingredients in for them as well. So that was a big improvement to them. 1890, unfortunately, the Harris, I think it was John Harris, passed away, and the brewery and the whole business was taken over by his nephews, which were the Clarks. And to this day, there's still a Clark who's actually the chief exec, James Clark, in control of the brewery, which is fantastic. So that was 1890. 1899, they had a steam engine pump built, and it was to pump the water from the wells, because basically the Norton Brewery is an old Victorian tower type brewery. So, and that steam engine, still doing that job today. I think he's possibly the only one in the country. It's still using it for its purpose, which is fantastic. Norton are known for their Shire horses. Up until tarmac and everything and transport changed, they were using Shire horses to basically get their beer around to the pubs. That ceased in 1950, but in 1985 they brought it back. So it came back, and then they start to deliver beers by Shire horse up to or within 5 miles of the brewery. So that's still going today, and them Shire horses are on shows and fetes and all sorts, and you can still see them. Very similar to what Robinson's Brewery do as well. 2014, there was a micro brewery built within Norton, and that was to do small batch brewing, and it's just like experimental beers, and one of them was called Red Rye, and it won lots of awards for them. And this is from their little microbrewery. They also, the microbrewery, people can go along and brew beers for special occasions there. So that is absolutely fantastic. It really is. That's, keeping that community spirit going and stuff. It's just superb. A nice story for a brewery. The beers they have classic cask range. They have Brewers Classic Choice cask range. They have a lager. They have ciders, and they've got the bottle range. Little bit more in my book. Have a quick look in the book. This one says, this is where I need to put my glasses on because my books the writing's so small, it drives me mad trying to look. Okay, Norton seems to exist in a time warp. Village and brewery are almost lost down narrow country lanes. The red brick Victorian Tower Brewery is powered by a 19th century steam engine, just mentioned that, while mashing, boiling and fermentation take place in superb wood and copper vessels, and obviously moved on now to a stainless steel incorporated in that as well. Local deliveries are made by horse-drawn drays with horse kept in stables within the grounds. It was founded in 1849 by John Harris. It says here it owns 37 pubs. It owns 37 pubs now, Norton. The brewing water is from the well. It says here about Old Hooky, the beer that I've got here. It's brewed from Marisotta and crystal malts with malted wheat. The hops are Challenger, Fuggles and Goldings, and creates 32 units of bitterness. Okay, so that's a little bit more about the brewery on there. Anything else to add from this book? just says again, Hook Norton, no one seems to know how or why Old Hooky got its name. It says it's not actually an old ale, instead it's a full-bodied, strong bitter. A style that was traditionally brewed by many British brewers as a stronger version of their ordinary bitter. So it says then about what's going into it. There's also saying it's been dry hopped. It says much of the Oxfordshire brewery remains. The top architect William Bradford designed it. A visitor. Oh yeah, so sorry. It's also got a visitor centre and it's got a cafe, and it's basically really welcoming to the community. Hook Norton. So it's a fantastic little story. Again, I like these stories of these independent family brewers. The core of the family all the way through. I think the Shire horses, the fact that the steam engine's still pumping water from the well. It's just all these little things that, when we think of beer today, and we think, a lot of people just think craft beer, craft breweries. The traditional independent family breweries are where it all came from, and they're still producing fantastic beers. Like I say, their range, they've now taken on their kegs. They was mainly cask and bottles, and now they're just sort of innovative. They've got that microbrewery. They're looking ahead, but keeping their core traditions as well. Within the bottle range, what have they got here? If I can tell you what they've got. So they've got the Hooky, 3.5%. They've got the Hooky Gold. They've got the Old Hooky. They've got Off the Hook IPA Hook. They've got Marula Stout, Ironstone Lager, 12 Days. Certain that's a Christmas beer. The 173 Strong Ale at 7.3%. These are all in bottle. Some of these are on cask and keg as well. The Haymaker at 5%. Crafty Fox, 4.4%. Flagship IPA, Cotswold Pale in cans. Hooky Mild. Now, I really want to get hold of one of them. It's only low ABV at 2.8%, but I bet it's good. We've got a double stout. They've got a Mandarina wheat beer. It just goes on. They've got the Hooky Original Cider. They've got the Gold. They've got a Hooky Berry Cider. They've got a 173 Lager at 7.3%. They've got the 173 Coffee Stout, 7.3%. And they've got an Ashmolean IPA as well. They've got plenty of bottled beers if you go and check them out and see. I picked this beer up from Morrison's. I think it was £2.25. I'm really looking forward to it. I've never had it. I've never had a Hook Norton beer, if I'm honest. And that's the other thing about doing this Trad Tuesday stuff. It's introducing me to some of the beers that I've been ignorant to. You know, I've just been sticking to local and some traditional beers that I know about that, you know, are out there, and I've sort of ignored some of the other UK independent brewers or traditional brewers as well. Not all of them are independent family brewers, but some traditional brewers. So that's the whole reason why I'm doing Trad Tuesdays, to introduce these other breweries, these other stuff out there, and you can get these in your supermarket. Anyway, let's get it open. Let's get a look at it. Let's get the smell. Let's get the taste. So there's a bottle, Old Hooky Premium Ale, coming in at 4.6%, 5ml bottle. What does it say on the back? Old Hooky is a beautifully balanced beer, fruity by nature, with well-rounded body and a suggestive echo of crystal malt. Try it as an accompaniment to meat dishes. Cheers, James. Sorry, is it James? Yeah, James Clark, J.W. Clark, great-great-grandson of John Harris, founder of Hook Norton Brewery. www.hooky.co.uk. Established 1849. Fantastic. Honestly, go and have a look. Independent family brewers. Super. Makes you proud to be British. Okay, let's get it open. There's the cap. It's got a little, oh, that's zooming in. Used my Bramhall Baccarin Brewery bottle opener. Cheers, Jersey, thanks for that. Let's go in the glass. I'm looking forward to this, really am. Wow. That is a nice amber mahogany looking colour. The cap there, just off white. The cap, the head, just off white. That looks, honestly, to me, that's stunning. It really is. It's not them bubbles there. That is stunning. Clear as a bell. The colour is so bright. conditioning is superb. It really is. The head's going to dissipate, but it's a slight head on there, off white, quite large bubbles on the top, but wow, that looks superb. Aroma. So it's beer as you remember it. That's the only way I can describe that. You're getting the malts on there. You're definitely getting the bready biscuit aroma. But you're also getting them hops. Them hops are there as well. I say this sometimes, and it's hard to describe, like a British hedgerow, a bit grassy, a bit floral, and a little bit fruity. So if you're walking in the UK along the hedges, you're getting that aroma. That's what you're getting there. It's a good mix. It's also got a sweetness, like a caramel sweetness on it as well. Wow, that is really good. Let's get into a taste. Cheers. That's lovely. So you get that malt. You're definitely getting that malt, and you're getting a nice light bitterness, which is just calming down the sweetness from that caramel that's coming through as well. It's also quite zingy, the hops across the tongue. It's so easy drinking. That's the best way for me to describe this beer. Easy, very easy drinking. So sessionable. I'd love to try that on cask because I think it would be out of this world. I really do. It's got a little bit of orange there as well. Some floral, definitely floral, orange, and then that bitterness just wipes across the tongue, and you get a zinginess, and then you're getting the caramel and the bready malts that are just in the background supporting it all. That is a lovely beer. I'm really chuffed I've tried this Old Hooky. It tastes like beer used to taste. That's the best way of describing it. I think it just tastes like a good traditional ale, and what I remember when I was a lot younger. And that, it reminds me of Sunday afternoon drinking, something easy, something that's not going to blow your head off, and you could have a couple of these and go home and have your Sunday dinner or something. It's just, it's like something my granddad used to drink. It really is. Let's see if I can get that head back at all. We've all got this little trick which I can do to bring this head back, using a little syringe. But yeah, the carbonation is non-existent, as in it's super, super low, but that's how I prefer my beers. I hate over-carbonated beers and fizzy beers, and it just seems to ruin the experience for me of the beer. It feels like it's been pulled out of the cask, not through a beer engine, but through the tap that you have at beer festivals. They have the cask and they pull out the tap. Them notes there now, you know, it just feels like the malts are building, the more it's long-lasting malt taste coming through, which is superb. That's a really good drink. 4.6%. It is really, it's a cracker. It really is. Old Hooky Premium Ale. I don't know what these books say about what they get, if it does say anything about tasting. It just says here, deep copper-coloured beer, has a rich aroma of fresh bread, yes. Fruitiness reminiscent of raisins and sultanas, and tangy hop resins. I get the tangy, I'm not getting the raisins and sultanas. Fruit, malt and hop bitterness build in the mouth, while the finish has a bittersweet start with malt and fruit dominating. Hop bitterness provides a firm base that prevents any clean sweetness. Yeah, it is that. It is that. That's superb. It really is. I don't know, on the camera now it probably looks dead, but if you go into a lot of like real ale pubs, and if you haven't got the beer on a beer engine, that's basically what you're going to get when you pour it out straight from the cask out of a little tap. but that's how I like my beer. I would like it a bit more head, just to get a bit more of a mouthfeel. It's not thin at all. It's got like a medium body, if I'm honest. You can see the carbonation there, so it's not flat. People might think that's flat. It's not flat. It's far from it. There's a zinginess, there's a carbonation tickle across the tongue. It's not flat at all. That's a lovely beer. I would buy that again for sure, and I'll look out for a few more now from Norton. Maybe I'll look out for that mild. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I've drank half of it. Cheers, and I'll see you on the next one.